Hey, what's going on, everybody? Henry Aaron Westbrook coming at you live again. Real quick, smash that subscribe button if you haven't already. Tune into what we got going on. We keep it 100, man. That's what we do. Everything authentic. What I want to talk about today is how I was able to sell $554,000 worth of real estate in the span of 3 months. How did it happen? What did I do to make it happen? Can I explain? Super easy. So, real quick, taking you back to before I was living in Cali, where I am now. I was living in Florida, where I was pursuing and doing real estate. For those of you who don't know, and right away, jumped into the market, super anxious and ready to just crush it and reach my highest potential. So, in real estate, if you don't know, when there's a transaction involved, there's two sides, right? There's two parties involved. There's the buyer and the seller, right? So likewise, as a real estate agent who's dealing with people who are trying to either buy or sell their house, you're either representing the buyer, the seller, or sometimes both. Ideally, just as a nice fun fact, you'd like to represent both because you get the entire commission, which means you get a bigger check. But long story short, I was able to, by going door to door, believe it or not, convert 3 people who were trying to sell their houses by themselves. They call them for sale by owners, FSBOs, FSBOs. These people are trying to sell their houses by themselves. I showed up at the door after doing some research on Zillow, Craigslist, finding a lot of people, doing tons of cold calls, right? And just reaching out to numerous people who thought I was trying to list their house, and people who I was, reaching out to who thought that I was bringing them a buyer, and ultimately just getting my name out there, working on my pitch, and trying to get a deal, in my possession, right? I was super excited. I quit my job at the time, and I was going all in real estate, and I sacrificed everything I had going to become an independent contractor doing real estate, and it was a big, big decision for me, and I'll never forget the hustle and bustle that it took. Just as, getting started, a lot of people don't know, it's a lot of times you need to pay to play, which means you got to kind of, spend money to make money. And I didn't really have too much money to begin off, and it was tough, doing a lot of free advertising on Craigslist. I remember just passing out business cards, going to different seminars and conferences, doing everything and anything I could to get my name out there, looking at different advertising methods, doing Facebook ads. Right? Literally just trying to get people to contact me saying, hey, I want to buy a house, or hey, I would like to sell my house. And after doing a lot of research, doing a lot of training, doing, again, a lot of cold calls, talking to people, I was finally able to get my feet into, a few houses. And not every person that I spoke with would let me list their house. Most of the time, they would want me to bring them a buyer, but my method was real simple. I was calling people who were trying to sell their houses by themselves, saying, hey, I can help you do it way better, and here's how. And I'd have to sell my services, right? And a lot of times, people want to sell their house by themselves because they feel like they're going to get more money. They don't like realtors, or, one reason or another. Essentially, though, I was able to convince, 3 people, 3 different parties. I'll never forget each person and each couple that, hey, working with me will be better for you. I'll be able to get you top dollar, in a faster span of time. So ultimately, I was able to get 3 listings, which a lot of people think is harder than, representing the buyer, because you have to agree with somebody, get somebody to agree with you to list their house on the market. So all in all, it was $554,000 worth of real estate in 3 transactions. My first deal was real simple. Literally knocked at the door. Saw them putting the sign up. Ironically, saw them putting the sign up for sale by owner. I said, "Hey, how's it going? Let me help you." They said, "Yeah, you know what? I think we should go with you." That was my first listing ever. I showed up super professional looking, and just was ready to put my heart into it. Next day, went over there, got the listing agreement, took a bunch of pictures. We agreed on a price and everything, right? It was just super exciting. I put it onto the MLS, which is a multiple listing system. And the next day I had showings, 2 showings, 3 showings. Within 48 hours, that house had offers, multiple offers, and we had accepted one. it was amazing. And then literally the next day I got another listing just by doing the same thing. I walked up to somebody else, showed them, hey, this is how I can help you sell your house better than you can, doing it by yourself. And I believe that we should do this. And all in all, got another listing, which was really cool. And I'll never forget, how I was able to, do what's called an open house for somebody. And after they saw me do the results, after they saw the results from the open house, they were like, wow, let's work. And I literally brought like 11 people to the open house, and we got an offer the same day. So that same day, we listed it. We didn't take that offer, but we kept it on the market, and it sold within a week. So within 10 days, I had sold 2 houses, and I was super excited, right? And then my third house was really exciting too. It was a really great experience, talking to a husband and a wife, and really just getting down to, the bottom line. People just don't care about much else besides how much they're going to make, how much they're going to profit, what's the net profit going to be after all said and done. And if you're the buyer, they want to be able to get, the best, lowest price for the house. Obviously, they want the value to exceed what they pay for. However, I was representing the listing agent. Again, most people think that's tougher because you have to put in a lot of work. But ironically, it's actually easier because being a buyer's agent, you got to drive people house to house to house. Spend a lot of time with people saying, no, I don't like that house. I don't like this house. I don't like this. I don't like that. And there's a lot of time. It's about 4 times the work, in fact. Whereas if you get the listing agreement and 1 or 2 appointments, now you list it, you put it on the MLS, you're able to go about your life while other realtors bring buyers to you and submit offers to you. I was actually in California while I closed my last and third deal, which happened in Florida, right? I did everything over DocuSign. So everything was straight through the wire, and I was able to close that deal, again, from coast to coast, after, talking with the couple, doing the negotiations, getting the listing agreement up. And realistically, I was in California having multiple showings, right? Other realtors were having the house be shown. I was letting other realtors hold open houses there. So that was really the power of having the listing side. So yeah, all in all, 3 transactions, total $554,000 in real estate. I was really, really excited, because all in all, it really didn't take me much time. Maybe 3 months after everything really, wrapped up and closed. But originally, the first 2 only closed. It took 10 days. The last deal took some time. So besides that, I'm just really excited. If you're interested in real estate and you're curious about, how to get into real estate or how to become, realtor, how to, start investing in real estate, find buyers, find sellers. If you need lead generation, how to run ads, what is ROI, what's a cap rate, all these different real estate things that, you may or may not have heard about. You can definitely check out a lot of people who I mentor, or rather who mentor me, rather who I refer to as mentors. Grant Cardone, Robert Kiyosaki, his wife, Kim Kiyosaki, is great. Albert Appreciato. Who else is good with the real estate? There's definitely a few other people I've done research with, research on. But yeah, definitely tune into, whatever works for you. For me, it's all about, just finding what works, tuning in on that. And, I want to keep this video real brief. So do some research. You can definitely reach out to me. I can help you get started in real estate. How I was able to generate $554,000 in about 3 months. Pretty simple once you have the right foundation set up. So reach out to me if you need help. Don't know where to start, don't know where to get your license, a broker, whatever it might be. Right now I'm doing solar. So I'm actually a solar power energy consultant. So other than that, again, I'm going to keep this real brief. And definitely looking forward to the next video. So I'll see you all soon. Peace out.